What if I told you that the United States, as we know it today, was once a nation divided, embroiled in a bitter struggle that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of its existence? This struggle, known as the Civil War, was a defining moment in American history. Our story begins in the early 1860s. The United States was a young nation, just 85 years old. Yet it was a nation divided along the lines of North and South, industry and agriculture, free and slave. The seeds of discord had been sown, and they would soon bloom into a full-blown conflict. In the year 1861, the tension reached its boiling point. 7 southern states, fervently defending the institution of slavery, seceded from the Union and formed the Confederate States of America. This act of rebellion was a direct challenge to the authority of the United States government, and it was the spark that ignited the flame of war. Over the next 4 years, the conflict would rage across the land. Key battles such as Bull Run, Antietam, Gettysburg, and Vicksburg would become etched into the annals of American history. These were not just battles, they were turning points that shaped the course of the war. In the midst of this chaos, President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1862. This pivotal document declared that all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory were to be set free. It was a bold move that redefined the purpose of the war. It was now a fight for freedom. However, the road to victory was anything but smooth. The Union faced numerous setbacks and losses. Yet, under the leadership of General Ulysses S. Grant, they pressed on. The Union's superior resources and manpower eventually turned the tide of the war in their favor. In the spring of 1865, the end was in sight. After a long and grueling siege, the Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia, fell to the Union forces. A week later, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse. The war was over. The Union was preserved, and the institution of slavery was abolished. In summary, the Civil War was a tumultuous period in American history. It was a war fought over the future of the nation, a war that pitted brother against brother, and a war that ultimately redefined the United States. It was a war of division, but it was also a war of unity. It was a war that tested the resilience of the American spirit, and it was a war that proved the power of a nation united. The Civil War was not just a chapter in American history. It was a turning point that shaped the nation we know today.